Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, senior instructor here on VectorVest. And Clayton, you asked me if I did that, and I didn't. I'm horrible. I'm horrible. All right, so I'm running YouTube on my phone. Joey is not with us today, so I have Clayton. Clayton is laughing now. Clayton is facilitating the stream from our Ohio office. He's also the one that does intro to investing on our YouTube page. Today is going to be primarily me talking. He's really hosting. Joey is not here today. So I want to stand up real quick and say thank you very much, Clayton, for doing this mainly for Joey, but for me as well. And I'm glad to be here. If you can hear me who typed mug in the room? Really, Mark? If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation before we get started to make sure everything is good to go. See a lot of names that I know. I see some names that I don't know. For those of you who may be brand new, do not be afraid to chat in. VV Nation is here. If there's questions that they can answer for you, they will. Keep in mind, these are subscribers to the software. So you may be listening to me, but I would say listen to the people in the room who are subscribers. They will tell you what they do and that they're either making money or not making money, or whatever they say is what they say. But I'm here to bring to you the news that's making the market and utilizing the VectorVest software to accommodate what that news is. Some of these stocks may be good to invest in, some of them may not be, but we're going to use the power of the VectorVest software to let us really truly know the right information, not just data, but the right information to make the right decisions. First off, if you're first time here, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, we're growing our subscribership. Would love to have you subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, don't forget to hit the like button. And again, put your comments in the room. And if there's a question that I may miss, my VV Nation will help you out. All right, my VV Nation will help you out to help you out. All right, so with that, we also have our Tampa live stream. It just came across this week that we canceled the live in-person portion of Tampa. All right, but we're still doing it. We're going to be doing it from the location that I'm at right now, the training center, our VectorVest training center. If you want to subscribe to sign up for the live stream, it's www.vectorvest.com/Tampa. No, vectorvest.com/Tampa stream. Yes, /Tampa stream. That gives you access to the live stream. We're still doing it. It just will not be in person. We do offer a special price to our YouTubers here, which is 99 cents for the VectorVest software, 99 cents for 30 days. If you like what you see here, you want access to be able to do that, then 99 cents gets you access to the software for 30 days. And I bet you'll be more than happy with the results that you can find out, understanding that VectorVest is a system of knowing when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell. And last but not least, before we get started, this is podcastable. I don't know how many downloads we've gotten from our podcasts lately, but all of these presentations, if you cannot watch them live, you can listen at a later date by way of podcast. Go to your favorite place to receive a podcast. Search for Trending Thursday. You're not searching for VectorVest. You're searching for Trending Thursday. Search, and you will find these webcasts, these live streams in an audio format. By all means, please take advantage of that. With that, we always start off with the market overview. Clayton is going to move us over into our homepage of the VectorVest software. We always need to know what's going on in the market before we take advantage of what's going on in the market. You need to have a trend. So when I talk to you about a trading system or a system that VectorVest provides for you, you're always going to know when to buy, what to buy, when to sell. So let's start off with the when to buy. As you look at our homepage of the VectorVest software, we always say that it's laid out just like the front page of your local newspaper. All right, and with that being said, market timing is always the front and center. Our market timing gauge right now is pegged 3 times or 3 ticks into the green. VectorVest does advocate buying safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price at this time. This is our overall guidance that we give out to our subscribers on a nightly basis. We help the prudent investor, we help the aggressive investor or trader, but then we have a timing signal specifically for the long-term or retirement-minded investor. We'll go down to our color guard. There's a lot of green. There's a lot of yellow. We got 3, 6, 9, 10 green lights, which means that we have 8 yellow lights. So if this is set up just like a traffic light, we've got more green than we have yellow. But only something you will find in the VectorVest software. We have an indicator called the market timing indicator, or the MTI. This indicator is cast on a scale, a VectorVest scaling between 0 and 2. When this indicator is above 1, the underlying trend of the market is up. When this indicator is below the value of 1, that tells us that the underlying trend of the market is down. But this indicator does peg and tell you when the market is constantly or currently looking for a top. When this MTI, cast on that scale between 0 and 2, is at the level of 1.5 to 1.6, the market is looking for a top. Key words there, looking for a top. Doesn't mean that the top is right here and the market's going to reverse. It is a heads-up indicator that you will only find in the VectorVest software to help you to understand how to better manage your trades. When that happens, when you see that indicator telling us that we are at a level of being looking for a top, this is a good time to be careful with your trades. Tighten the stops on your trades. Maybe you don't have all of your money in the market. Those kinds of things, all right? So keeping that in mind, today's market, looking at our quick list, we have a mixed market. The Dow is down 91 points. The NASDAQ is up 50 points. NASDAQ is up about 0.4%. The Dow is down about 0.3%. And we have an indicator that tracks the market as a whole. Currently, we track 8,406 stocks. We have one indicator that tracks the movement of all of those stocks, and it's called the VVC, or VectorVest Composite. It is an indexed arithmetic average of all of the stocks that we track, and again, it's at 8,406 stocks. We feel tracking this price on both a week-over-week and day-over-day basis, it gives us a better feel of the broad market move. Thus, we use it for market timing. All right, so looking at the home page, I'm going to tell you that it's still okay to buy stocks right now, but keep in mind that the market is at a level where it's looking for a top. It's been at this level for about a month's worth of time. So you say to yourself, what's making if the market is at a top, what's making the market move? There's two main things making the market move right now: stimulus, or hope thereof of stimulus, and of course the coronavirus vaccine. These are the two things that are moving the markets for the U.S. market, and that's what's making the market move higher. The market is at all-time highs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? The market is at all-time highs. What does that mean? At some point in time, folks, it's got to come back down. What goes up must come down, and nothing goes up forever. So as a VectorVest subscriber, again, that MTI is a very important indicator so that when the market does turn around, that you're not blindsided. And then another part of that, are we going to be back for are we going to go down for just a pullback, or are we going to go down for a correction? The answer to that is I don't know. All right. So just keeping that in mind. Joey is talking to me, but he's talking to me on another channel, so I can see what all he's trying to make me do, because he's really good at that. He makes me do a lot of stuff. Sometimes I don't even want to do it, but he makes me do it, and that's all right because he's my buddy. I love Joey. All right. Keeping all of that in mind, let's now, from the home page, let's go look at what news is making the market move. So we talked about the news that's making the market move. Let's go see what I've got as far as stories. I'm going to start off with the unemployment claims rose to the highest level since September. That's big. All right, because as the COVID-19 is hitting, it's hit us hard. Without a stimulus package, it is hard for people to put money back into the economy. And if that's the case, the economy is going to slow down. It's going to slow down more and more and more without people getting some help. Without them getting some help, they're also putting in for more unemployment. a lot more companies are firing people or laying them off. That's probably a better word, laying them off due to what's going on with COVID-19. And if you lay them off, what are they going to do? They're going to go to unemployment. And if they're not getting the help from more stimulus, these people are going to be hurting a lot. I just keep that in mind. So unemployment claims rose to the highest level since September. That's not good for the economy. What else? And there we go. Will there be a second stimulus check before end of 2020? That's big. All right. And the Fed, whose job is only to look at jobs and the interest rates, the Fed is even asking the government, listen, folks, we need some money. Get this happening. And I heard about some political stuff that somebody said and I'm not going to do politics here. But nonetheless, I don't care what the politics are. The American people need the stimulus, and our government needs to do what needs to be done to help the American people to continue to have the economy going. All right, so keeping that, those are the two stories that I have in regards to what's going on in the economy overall to tie into the market overview. And let's go check out the two symbols we use for tracking the market. All right, I'm going to go to the viewers tab. From the viewers tab, I have a watch list set up for Trending Thursday for 12/10 of 2020. These are the stocks that we will cover today in our segment of Trending Thursday. Now, the big thing about how these stocks are sorted is important. No matter what story I look at, these stocks that I've gotten our VectorVest watch list are automatically sorted by our master indicator, VST. That shows the stocks that have the best combination of relative value, relative safety, and relative timing. So no matter what stock I put in here, the stock that's got the best combination of all three will be located at the top of the list. And actually, one of the stocks that I will be talking about today will be LQDT. Where is that at? LQDT, followed by Stitch Fix, and so on. Here's the two indicators I look at. For those of you who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software, you don't have the VVC. So we're going to look at the S&P 500. And for those of you who are VectorVest subscribers, we're going to look at that VectorVest composite. And again, for 99 cents, folks, you can have access to the VVC, which shows you the movement of over 8,400 stocks in one ticker symbol as a better representation of the broad market move. I'm going to highlight the two of them, right click, and I'm going to view the stock graph of those two stocks. Let's pop that up. We're going to put this into a 3-month time period. Now, I've got a couple of things on my graph. One, I've got support and resistance. I always look at support and resistance because I want to see where a stock's price, or in this case, the market, is in relation to a most recent current support or resistance line. Yesterday in the VectorVest composite, we created the most recent level of resistance. Down day yesterday, but we still hit an all-time high on the S&P 500. Today's activity, it pulled back, but there's a difference between an open candle and a closed candle. A closed candle, I want you to look at it as a shade. The closed candle means that the price started at the top of the candle and fell down. An open candle means the price started at the bottom of the candle and went up to open up the candle. So even though this is a bearish candle, it's red, it is an open bearish candle, which means the market's got a little bit of a rebound happening from the open on the S&P 500. That gives you a little bit more of a bullish feel, even though overall the market is mixed slightly down. So we also have our level of support. We've bounced off a beautiful level of support on that composite at the price of about 54.09. We're coming back down to that level of the 20-day. This is a 20-day exponential moving average. General rule of thumb, in this case, the market or the stock above that 20-day exponential moving average, a good time to be in it. Below, a good time to be out. We have volume, and I'm going to take off relative value, relative safety. I do want to look at relative timing. This is an indicator, again, only that you will find in the VectorVest software, which looks at the underlying trend of the market. Are we in an uptrend or are we in a backtrend? They want you to change it to a black background. Ooh. Joey, tell me if that's what you want to do. Normally, we don't do that. Normally, we don't do that. I think that ever since we've been doing YouTube, we've always had a white background. The choice is yours, Joey. You're my producer. You're my producer. Let me know what you want to do. But I know that we started out with a white background for the purposes of Trending Thursday so that people can see it better. So you will let me know what you want to do. All right, you'll let me know. If Joey gives me the okay, then I will. This guy explaining is awesome. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, how about we let the peeps in there know which color would you rather have? Let's do this real quick. You got to type it in really fast because I got to keep moving. Which color would you like, white or black? Type it in now. Ready, set, go. I want as many answers as possible. I want as many answers as possible. White, black,
black.
I see. I know that's not helping me. All right, mauve. Really, Roger? Black, gray. I got you, Big Tiff. I got you. Black. Joey, make the decision, bro. Make the decision. And of course, Joey's not answering me back. I hate that, Joey. You put me out there on an island and you're not helping me. All right. Let's see if I can do this. Let me do this first. I'm gonna change it to black. Let me look at the VectorVest composite first. All right, before I do that, let me look at the VectorVest composite. Look at that, a little stronger in relationship to that SPY. Nicely above the 20-day exponential moving average. Open green candle today on that indicator that looks at 8,400 stocks compared to the S&P 500. All right, so that's where the market sits. What am I going to tell you as far as the market is right now? It's okay to invest in the market. Do not back up the truck. And you probably want to keep some of your money on the sideline because the market still is looking toppy. I will tell you this. The market is looking for some kind of a catalyst to pull back. Whether it's the lack of stimulus or something's going bad with coronavirus, the market's looking for something to pull back. You can't keep going up forever. All right, so just keep that in mind. All right, so let me close this out and let me go change the background. I got more people telling me they want black than not. So I'm going to go to Tools. I'm going to go to Application Settings. I'm going to change it to Classic. Click on Apply. Did I not do that?
Yeah, I think it needs to be.
You got to do it?
No, I think you can do it, but I think it needs to be VectorVest 7 there.
Oh, is it VectorVest 7? Click on Apply. Click on OK. There it is. All right. So we're going to keep it on a black background today. Let's see how that works out. And going forward, somebody said boo hiss. I ain't going to be able to appease everybody, but we're going to try this today. We'll try this today. All right. So those are the two stocks that we're going to look at for looking at market timing. There's my analysis. And again, is it okay to buy stocks? Yes, on an up day. On a down day, you're not. But the market is going to experience up day, down day, up day, down day, up day, down day. Just keep that in mind. The VIX is going to rise, which is the volatility of the S&P 500. That's going to be another key indicator as well. All right, any questions? All right, any questions before I move on to the next story? I know we're on a delay. I am looking at a delayed version of YouTube, which is fine. It doesn't matter to me. But if there's no questions, and actually I'm going to move on to the next story. Clayton, if there's anything that I missed, somebody's got a story, you'll let me know. How about that? All right, let's go to the next story. You know, we always talk about COVID-19, right? We always talk about COVID-19. That's the big story behind stimulus. So U.S. declined to buy more Pfizer COVID vaccine doses even after interim data, board member Gottlieb says. I saw another story come out. Let's go see. Is this my other story? Revealed Senate hearing. All right. I'm going to talk about that too. Some people in the UK got allergic reaction to the shot. I put out a survey or poll not too long ago about how many of you would take the vaccine compared to not. My poll results ended up about half. Half of you would, half of you would not. I am, and I've been saying this for all of the time when the vaccine was coming to the forefront, be careful about the data. The data was showing that there was a small number of people being tested, and they were talking about how much efficacy behind the drug. I know Operation Warp Speed was designed to bring these drugs to the forefront as quickly as possible. I totally understand that. But in that short amount of time period, how many people could they effectively test? And that's something that I've been talking about for the longest time. How many people could they effectively test? With that being said, personally, I'm a little leery about taking the COVID shot. But I may not be in a position where like older people are, where it could prove to help them more than it would me. So I keep that in mind as well. Would they rather have something or nothing? Now, keep in mind some testing had been done. And if there's some test that could show some possibility of them being able to not get it because they've been inoculated against it, nobody's used that word, inoculation. It's all been just vaccine. Listen, we're getting inoculated. All right. So I want to put that out there. That's my word. And if I'm going to make it into a Glennism, it's going to be inoculatiosity. All right. So I'm just putting that out there. The Glennism is inoculatiosity. All right. So that's what's happening. And you know something, if it gives the seniors more of a process to be able to not get it, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. And the frontline workers, it's up to them to decide whether they're going to take it or not. So we'll see. But the U.S. declined to buy more Pfizer, which was kind of interesting. The Trump administration declined Pfizer's offer to provide the U.S. government with additional coronavirus vaccine doses in the second quarter of 2021. Pfizer made an offer multiple times to provide it, and we said no. All right, so whether good, bad, or indifferent, there's still 100 million doses coming out from Pfizer. That's a good thing. There's 100 million doses coming out. I got another issue in regards to that, is distribution. Can the distribution keep up with the doses that are going to be put out there? These are things to think about in effect that's going to affect these coronavirus stocks. Just want you to know that. All right, let's go to the next story. Coronavirus, Pfizer, BioNTech, and AstraZeneca data revealed. Senate hearing highlights medical uncertainties. These uncertainties are coming after the fact that these drugs are going out to people in the UK, already going out in Canada, and possibly getting ready to go out to us. And now the Senate comes in and goes, wait, hey, hold on. Man, I got a little bit of an issue with that too. So I'm keeping that in mind. This is news though. This is the news. And we're going to look at how this is going to affect these stocks. But all I'm doing is bringing out to what's in the news and trying to put this into some sort of formulative understanding of what you should be doing with these stocks. All right. Can you analyze Apple today? I got you. I already said I got you. I'm looking at some of the stocks that you're putting here. Just remember, every zombie apocalypse movie starts with a vaccine gone bad. Really, Jay? Really, Jay? Who's in the room that can put Jay in the timeout? Somebody put Jay. Joff, put Jay in the timeout. All right, put Jay in the timeout. Contact trace with location devices. Bill, that's right now, that's scuttlebutt that the inoculations are going to contain a chip. I don't know if I believe that or not. That's just stuff that's out there in the background. All right, Jake just put Jay in timeout. All right. I've seen that as well. And actually, Catherine just put Jay in timeout too. Jay, you're in timeout. All right. Let's go take a look at our watch list of stocks. We're going to go out to, did I do this the wrong way? I did. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back to this first. There we go. I forgot I'm not on my machine. All right, let's go find the stocks. The stocks that I'm going to look at today are going to be Pfizer. All right, let's go look at Pfizer. And what was the other one I wanted to look at? AstraZeneca. Now, the first thing I want you to notice, where do these stocks sit in my list sorted by VST? That should give you a heads up. Now, we've been making money on these stocks, right? In our jockey club, our day trading room, we've been making money on these stocks. But let me ask you, let's analyze it. The stock Pfizer is trading at 35. Where's the value? Who did this? Oh, no, the stock is trading at 41 with a value of 35, overvalued. AstraZeneca trading at 53, value of 47, overvalued. Just because the stock is overvalued doesn't make it a bad stock. It just means that people are willing to pay a premium to own the stock. All right, let's analyze it further. Relative value, the stock's long-term upside potential. Well, this is going to help me determine whether I want to hold this stock compared to an alternative investment in a AAA corporate bond. On that scaling between 0 and 2, Pfizer's below it. So a AAA corporate bond long-term should outperform Pfizer. Whereas in AstraZeneca, it's at 1.03. It's above 1. It should outperform that AAA corporate bond by about 3% over the next 1 to 3 years. So that's a stock over these two that I wouldn't mind holding long-term. Look at the next indicator, relative safety, RS. It's an indicator of risk. Above the value of 1, stock is less risky. Below the value of 1, the stock is more risky. Well, Pfizer's got a relative safety below 1, little risky. AstraZeneca's got a relative safety above 1, less risky. So right now, if I'm looking at these two stocks, AstraZeneca looks better from a fundamental standpoint with relative value and relative safety. Now let's look at our technical indicator, which is RT. This tells me if the stock is in an uptrend. The higher above 1 it is, the faster in an uptrend it is. The more below 1, the faster in a downtrend. Pfizer's moving up. Why? Because it's at the forefront of putting the vaccine out to people like now. The stock is moving. But fundamentally, it's not nearly as sound as AstraZeneca, who has an RT below 1, currently in a downtrend. So it all depends on what you want to do. If you're trying to make quick money on the stock, I'd go with Pfizer. It's in an uptrend. If I'm looking for a stock to hold for the longer term in this COVID space, I'm looking at AstraZeneca, fundamentally more sound. So hopefully this information that VectorVest is providing for you is putting your head in the right space to make the right decision in the coronavirus spot. All right. Anybody got in? Oh, let's go look at the graphs. Let's go look at the graphs. Right click, view the stock graph. Let's go see if my analysis lines up. Put this on a 3-month graph. So what did we say? Pfizer was more of the trade, right? Because RT was above 1, but the fundamentals weren't so good. Guess what? It lines right up with that analysis. Look at Pfizer running, opportunities to make money, opportunities to use stop to get out of, wow, Marie, to get out of that stock a little faster. Wow, Marie, you just made me blush, and that's hard for me to do. I just want to let you know that. Actually, if you want to see me blush, look at my hand. There we go. That's where the only red is going to show up. Just putting that out there. All right. So Pfizer is, look at that move. It is more of the trade. All right. Pfizer is more of the trade. RT is clearly above that value of 1. All right. And now let's go down to the next stock, which is AstraZeneca. All right. Did it move? No, now it didn't. Notice the graph. Now, the graph of this is a stock that I'm willing to hold a little bit longer term because the fundamentals are there. Is it moving up? Sure it is, but not nearly as fast as Pfizer. Our analysis can really peg what you want to do based on your goals on trading a stock. All right, so long term, I don't mind holding AstraZeneca. Not nearly as flamboyantly up. I don't know why flamboyant came up. Is up as Pfizer, but still overall fundamentally sound. All right, keeping that. Those are my stories on COVID. Any questions? All right. Any questions? Any questions? Before you leave, can you show the profit locker graph? Ooh, I'm not going to do that in here. I won't do that in here, Bill, for the purposes of I don't want to give away that stuff to people who are not subscribers yet. We do it in the Jockey Club, but I don't want to do it here. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. And I want to give the people who are not subscribers an opportunity to see the power of the software, but I don't want to give away the farm. All right, I don't want to give away the farm, so I'm just putting that out there. All right, can you explain how the stop price works? Yes, the stop price is a 13-week moving average, which is, where's my stop price? 13-week moving average adjusted for the fundamentals of the stock. If a stock is fundamentally sound, let's go here. Notice that if the stock is fundamentally sound, the stock's price will be further away from the stop. If the fundamentals are not there, like we have on LXRX, notice where the price is and notice where the stop price is. The stop price will be closer to the actual price to get you out of the stock faster. So it's a 13-week moving average adjusted for the fundamentals of the stop, and it moves throughout the day. Every stock has its own stop price. It's not a global stop price. Everyone has its own individual stock price. All right. Profit locker used with my trades, absolutely. But again, I'm going to save that indicator for our subscribers who are subscribers, nonetheless. So I'm not going to show that in here. All right. Paul says AZN and Pfizer both had ugly charts. Pfizer was the one that was moving up a little faster, Paul, and AstraZeneca is more of a little bit more fundamentally sound in that space. All right. Now, what would I do in order to get into them? I time the trades. I'd look at what's going on to get me in at the right time. All right. Let's go to our next story. All right. So that was COVID. My next story is something that people have been asking me to take a look at. What is a SPAC and what's going on with it? A SPAC is a special purpose acquisition company. It's a way of bringing a stock to IPO or initial public offering. Now, let me explain a little differences between an IPO and a SPAC. As an IPO, let's say Clay and I own a company. We own company ABC, and man, it's kicking butt taking names, but we want to take it public. What do Clay and I have to do? We've got to raise capital for it. We've got to pitch it to people to say, hey, you need to help us to bring this to the market. We've got to go through a whole bunch of hoopla to go through the process of bringing a company to IPO. There's a lot of steps, there's a lot of forms, there's a lot of agencies for us to go through for the purposes of an initial public offering. And boy, we better have somebody behind us with that money. Clay's got all of the money, really. Clay could float us if he really, really had to. Right, Clay?
It's always better to use somebody else's money, Glenn.
I like that, too. It is always better to use somebody else's money. But that's what an IPO, there's a lot of work to be an IPO. Now, let's talk about a SPAC, which is a special purpose acquisition company. This is a person that's got probably nothing to do with anything within the market, but they have an idea. They got money. Oh, they got some money. And a lot of them is like, well, I got some money. I want to buy a company. I want to bring a company to fruition. I want to bring them to a public offering. So a lot of them, they got the money. They're going to look around. Once a SPAC company is formed, all right, they now have 2 years to go find a company to buy. So think about it. It's a special purpose. They got a special purpose. They're going to acquire a company. That's what a SPAC is. They got money. So me and Clay are a SPAC, or we've created a SPAC company, and we call it Clay Glenn Clay. We call it Clay Glenn. And we're going to look around and we're going to find us a company to get into. We've now created a SPAC. We got some money and we're saying we're going to look around. We got to find a space, though, that we want to go to. Well, you know, EVs are making a splash. Let's go get something in the EV space. All right, Clay and I look around. We've got 2 years to look around to spend this money. Once we've built the company, we got a certain amount of money sitting in an account. And it's an interest-bearing account. So that's another part of it. And it's called a blank check. They would normally call blank check companies. All right, they pretty much wrote a blank check and they set that money in the side. All right, it's sitting there and we got 2 years and then all of a sudden we see J-Rod. That's the company. That's Joey. And we say, man, look at that company in the EV space. He looks like he's going to do good. And I am going to come up and go, hey, let's go help out that J-Rod. So we go approach Joey and say, listen, we want to take your company public. Joey says, okay, because now he doesn't have to do it. All right. So we go buy J-Rod, we put it out there, and we IPO it because we have our own SPAC company. We take that money that we have sitting in that account, gaining all of that interest. We got money, boom, we bring it to IPO. That's what a SPAC is. And you know, I'm going to give another analogy. Behind what it does. Think of a SPAC company as, what's the show I just said was on TV, Clayton?
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. It's a Shark Tank of IPOs. So I look around, I find a company, they met my expectations of what I'm looking for. Me and Clayton are the sharks going after Joey's company. We take it IPO. I think if you look at it from that perspective, it makes it a little bit more understanding of what a SPAC company does. Does anybody have any question? All right, does anybody have any question in regards to that? Let me start it from there first. All right, and Joey put in hashtag JRod. There we go. Does anybody have, this is something that was put out on YouTube for me to look into. I did, and I wanted to bring it to the forefront. I wanted to bring it to the forefront. When is Glenn going in Shark Tank? I ain't got nothing to bring to Shark Tank. Not me. I'm not going to Shark Tank. All right. So if I don't get any questions, I'm going to keep moving on.
Well, Glenn, they were asking if VectorVest has a SPAC watch list.
A couple guys were asking. Just for you guys. All right. I did it just for you guys. It is not in the software, but I think it's something that I'm going to try get added to the software. But for the first time ever, VectorVest, I've created for Trending Thursday a SPAC watch list. Now, in order to get the stocks, I had to do some research. I've got a website for you guys to take a look at called SPAC Analytics. All right, just Google that. Just Google that and find the company that's got this orange thing. All right, that's a great website that I use to build a watch list specifically for Trending Thursday people. Specifically for Trending Thursday people. And before you say, well, what stocks do you have in it? Well, what I did, though, I looked at the top performing SPACs right here and built my watch list in VectorVest. How cool is that? How cool is that? Now, William, you're asking me about stocks. I will give you an opportunity to look at some stocks. I'm not ready to do it yet. I'm not ready to do it yet. All right, so this website I like so much because look at the summary of SPACs. How about they've been around for a while? Look at this. They've been around for a while, but look at what's happened in 2020. More and more stocks, more of these Shark Tank companies have been going after little companies. We've got 221 SPAC IPOs this year, and the year ain't over. How cool is that to know why they are so hot and why I'm doing a presentation on it? All right. And again, I think if you look at it as the Shark Tank of IPOs, that really makes sense. Are you adding in the VV at some juguete? Jugate. That's Spanish. I can speak Spanish. Buenos dias. La pluma es azul. I can speak some Spanish. Anyway, at some point in time, I'll see what VectorVest wants to do, but I've created it for you guys here on Trending Thursday. That's huge. Look at the number of SPACs this year. That's why I wanted to talk about it. All right, so how about SPACs seeking acquisitions? There's still 212 SPACs still looking for companies to bring to IPO. Holy smokes. There's a lot, and look how much money they have. $68 million sitting in that interest-bearing account for these companies. There's a lot of money out there to bring more companies to fruition. So let's talk about that. So this is where I built my list. Here's some of the recent SPACs as well. I love this site, and I wanted to bring it to you. Do we track all of these? The answer to that question is no, not as of yet. But if I get back into the software, I created a SPAC watch list for you guys. Why? Because I like you, and you guys keep supporting us. So I'm going to bring these little tidbits of information to you when I can. How about SPAC top performing? I think there was like 30 there or something like that. How many was I able to get in? 26. I believe there was 30 there. There was only 4 that we didn't track. How cool is this? Not only that, remember how this watch list is sorted by our master indicator VST. So we saw that list on that website. VectorVest takes it to another level and now presents it to you with the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing. If there's any of you who are still hesitant about taking the 99-cent trial, why? That's all I can ask. It's freaking 99 cents for 30 days. Think about that to get this kind of information, folks. All right, so I love this list sorted by VST. And now maybe I say to myself, well, which one of these SPACs, IPOs, have the best upside? Well, I can tell you that. Let's sort the list of 26 stocks by relative value. How about lazy days? How cool is it to be able to hone in on the SPAC IPO that fits what you're looking for. Well, which one is the most aggressive? Let's go with RT, sort by RT. Which one? Quantum. And that stock has been rocking and rolling, hasn't it? But it's the fastest moving stock by way of relative timing in the SPAC IPO list. All right. Really, Jake? Jake says 99 cents. Do you have payment plans? Yes. You pay or you don't. How about that? I put that out there. All right. How do I get that watch list? You can't find it on VV. Remember, I just told you. It is not in the VectorVest software yet. I've presented it to you as a bone, sort of kind of, for your support of the channel. I will do things like this that will only be premiered or looked at on Trending Thursday. This is why you got to tell your friends to tune in. This is just why you got to tell your friends to tune in to get this kind of information. All right, so that's all I got to say about
Glenn,
that.
expand the symbol column a little bit. They want to see what the symbols are.
All right, let's do this. Let's auto fit. Boom. There they are. And it's going to turn around and it's going to readjust again. I don't know why it does that. But these are the symbols. And if you want to look at all of them, when Joey puts the video out, pause the screen. Number one, or number two, go to that website that I told you about. All right, the SPAC Analytics. That's why I put that website out there so that you can see where I got my information from and why this space is so popular. Did you see how many companies are still, how many SPAC companies are out there still looking for companies? 212. Did you see how much money is sitting on the sideline to IPO these companies? $68 million. That's what is out there. Can Clayton spot me a few cents? Really, Jake? I'm about to put you in timeout with Jay. Catherine, put Jake in timeout. You can take Jay out of timeout now. You can take Jay out of timeout. Jay, you're coming out of timeout. How do you get stocks like FRE, SPC, which are not in VectorVest? Bruce, if there is a stock that you want added to our software, you have to send an email to Angie H as in hotel, at VectorVest.com. That's how we get stocks added to the database. All right. Paul says, thanks for the SPAC website. You're very welcome, folks. All right. You're very welcome. So I got it out there. When you get to this portion of the video, take a screenshot or pause it. You can get the stocks, or go to that website that I said, which was the SPAC Analytics. There it is, SPACanalytics.com. This is a great website. It's free. It's free to me, so I'm assuming it's got to be free to you. This is a great source to help explain, along with the Investopedia definition of SPAC. All right. For everybody who wanted to see that, was it worth it? Was it worth your time to pay attention to it? All right. I did as best a job. And you know something? I'm going to keep analyzing it more. I'm going to keep, and I might be doing more of these coming up. I might definitely do more of these coming up. So I want to know, because a lot of folks have been asking me about it. So I like you guys. I want to make sure that I accommodate what you're looking for. All right. You got it. So thank you, all of you. I just want to make sure that it was well worth it for you. Let's go to the next story. Oh, my next story is about earnings. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't look at this. Oh, I did look at the SPAC watch list. All right, never mind. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm so pumped about today, man. That SPAC thing was really, really, really worth. Okay, thank you, Joey. All right, so what we're going to look at now are stocks that have beat earnings. All right, and it's only 3 stocks that I'm looking at. Smart CEO, which was SMAR. It wasn't much to talk about it. They beat it. All right. Go to Stitch Fix, another stock that's been moving. Stitch Fix. You better watch out, because I'm going to cuss. I'm not trying to cuss. I won't cuss. Rise nearly 50% in early trading after yesterday's earnings beat. That was yesterday. And one last one, LQDT beats quarter 4 earnings and revenue estimates. So there's just 3 stocks that I looked at that caught my attention from the purposes of earnings. Let's go look at them. All right. Oh, I keep doing that. I'm so used to doing that. Sorry, Clay.
No, you good.
Let's go look at the stocks. Glenn is running on Cafe Bustelo. I'm always running on Cafe Bustelo. Bill said he found QS on the 3813 EMA squeeze. That's another great thing for those of you who are not subscribers. We have courses that will blow your mind. And we have a moving average course that's looking at something called the 3813 squeeze. It'll find stocks like QS, but I found it from the standpoint of the SPAC. There's so many different ways to find one stock that does a lot. All right, why? Because VectorVest has got a lot of flexibility. 99 cents gives you a taste of that flexibility. Before I move on, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do it. If you haven't already posted a like today, do it. And only a certain amount of people are chatting. All you folks sitting in the background, don't be afraid to chat. All right, don't be afraid to chat. Please don't. All right, let me get back to my watch list for today, which is 1210. Those three stocks that beat earnings, let's go find them. And let's go see where they sit in my list, right? LQ, look at that. 2 of the 3 are right at the top of my list. Look at that, and Smart is the last one. How about that? So not only did they beat earnings, but by our master indicator, VST, they find themselves at the top of our watch list. How cool is that? So not only did they beat earnings, they do have a good combination of value, safety, and timing. Well, let's really take a look at it, right? LQDT trading at $15, value of $388. Stock is way overvalued, but it means that people are willing to pay a premium. Well, if the stock beat earnings, they must be doing something right. They're growing their business. They're making some money. People are willing to buy the stock, pushing the price higher than what the value is. That is what an overvalued stock is. A stock that's trading at a premium. It doesn't make it a bad thing. It just means that it's trading at a premium. Let's look at the relative value. Ooh, the stock does not have good upside potential. Relative safety, almost at 1, but not there yet. What's helping it? The stock is moving up. Why? It beat earnings. A lot of people are jumping on board with it going, hey, the stock beat earnings. Let's just go, go, go. Woo-wee. That's what they're doing. All right. Now, if I'm looking at it fundamentally, not sound. I'm looking at the stock is overvalued. It is trading at a premium. But you know something? If I'm a little bit of a trader, I might take a little nibble at that. But I'm knowing because I'm a trader and it's not fundamentally sound, I'm not going to stay in that stock too long. Let's look at Stitch Fix. Way over its value too. 59, value of 30, 335. Now, when I say value, value is what we feel the stock is worth. It's always looking at stuff dealing with earnings growth, what's going on with interest earnings and inflation as well overall in the market. Those are the things that we use to assign a value to a stock. And overall, we really would like to have you under safe, undervalued stocks going up in price. All right. Relative value, woo, not there at all. Man. Relative safety, not there at all. But what's helping it? It's going up in price. Why? Stock beat earnings. Again, helping to drive the stock's price higher. Smart Sheet, 69, value, 460. Again, a stock that's overvalued. I will tell you this, with interest rates being as low as they are, where's people putting money? They're putting money in the stock market. They're not putting it in the bank. So you're going to find a lot of stocks in the database that are overvalued because people need a place to put their money to grow it. Money goes where money grows. Right now, it's growing in the stock market, not in the bank. All right, so keeping that in mind. What did Marie say? And Joey says I'm not wrong. Glenn, 99 cents is too cheap to be in VectorVest. Must charge more. Not my call. My call is I want to charge more. But the whole idea is we want to get a lot of you non-VectorVest subscribers to the software. All you non-subscribers, look at the chat. Do me a favor, VV Nation. Have you made money with the VectorVest software? If the answer is yes, type a yes in the room. If the answer is no, be honest, put a no in the room. All you non-subscribers to the VectorVest software, listen to my VV Nation. All right? Listen to my VV Nation out there, and they could put me on an island by myself and may not say anything.
Wow.
But listen to my VV Nation. This is a testament from them, not from me. I just want you to know that. All right? I want you to know that. And again, if anybody says no, I'm okay with that because a lot of things, maybe things are not gelling yet, and that's okay. That just comes with time. That totally comes with time, and I'm okay with that. All right. So let's look at these stocks on the graph. Now, they're all highlighted. Remember, these are all earnings beats. Let's go see if it's worth it. Woo! Look at that stock right there. LQDT beat earnings yesterday. Look at that, still continuation from today. A little give back. Why? That was profit taking. That was straight up profit taking. All right. How about this? Joe says, I had it for a day now, and I really don't see anything useful that you can see looking at a chart. Well, looking at a chart helps you to see price direction, price action. That's important because before I pull the trigger on the stock, whether it's news driven or not, I want to see that the stock is doing what I want it to do, which is go up in price. If it's not, I'm probably not going to pull the trigger on it. So looking at things from a technical standpoint is important. Looking at analyzing it from a fundamental perspective is important. You put all of that together. When we analyze stocks from the perspective of fundamental analysis with technical analysis, and graphs help to tell a story. You know what they say? Picture is worth 1,000 words. That's why you look at a graph. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and it tells a story. It's up to us to understand what the story is. All right, it's up to us to do that. All right. What does FFHL? Can someone explain? I don't understand what you're asking me. If that's a stock, I'll take a look at it in a minute. All right. So that was an earnings play, a little bit of a pullback. Wow, Stitch Fix earnings play, still rising. What don't I like about it? Falling volume. Falling volume. When I watch a stock's price rise, I want to see it rise with rising volume. Why? Because volume is conviction. Volume is conviction. I see the stock's prices going up, but I'm very leery about volume. People are falling off buying that stock. Last but not least is Smart. Gapped up, started fading the gap yesterday and rebounding today. Clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. Volume is starting to pick up a little bit. RT is there. So out of the three, I would really look for any one of these three to break above their most recent level. I like Stitch Fix, but I don't like the volume. If I play Stitch Fix because of its price pattern, I would be very careful with it because of the falling volume. And when I look at LQDT, there's a lot of profit taking happening on that stock. The earnings were good, but a lot of people are taking profits on that stock. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. Why can't I use your software on my computer? I can get it on my phone, but not computer. Yes, you can. You got to subscribe to the desktop version of it, Joe. You got to subscribe to the desktop version of it. All right, so put that out there. The last primary wave move up 11.3 using TQQQ, it's up over 30%. You can use that from a timing perspective. What is the Q's track? About 4,300 stocks. You know that it's very heavily weighted in technical stocks. All right. All right, so those are the three stocks from an earnings perspective. Let's go back out. What's my next story? Oh, the IPO. Woo! Actually, I'm going to change this around. I'm going to start with Airbnb. Why? Because it's just started trading today. I'm going to look at two big IPOs. Airbnb kicked off, started trading at $146. So we just got the first trade on it. Airbnb hikes its IPO range and targets $42 billion valuation. All right, I got a little bit of a dissertation to give on Airbnb. All right, I got a little bit of, Todd said, what did you say, Todd? Why are you putting a sad face? TQQ got in at C and 170. I don't know why you're putting a sad face. Don't put a sad face. Don't do that. And hold off on stocks. I told you I'm not ready to look at them individually yet. All right. So I don't know how many times I got to tell you folks that. I'm going to look at stocks. I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready to do it yet. All right. Airbnb. Let me give you, how many people have noticed that IPOs are just being priced out into the stratosphere? Type of me in the room. How many of you have watched a lot of these IPOs getting priced into the stratosphere when they IPO? Put a me in the room. All right, put a me in the room. I'm just curious to know if it's just me. If it's just me. A lot of these IPOs are getting way, way up. You remember when when Apple first came out, it came out like $1, $2, something like that. And now it's where it is right now. You look at, man, a lot of these, you know when this started kicking off? Like when Amazon and Google came to the forefront and they started IPOing. It was at that time that these stocks were going ballistically up. All right, so let me talk to you a little bit about that. Why is it moving up as high as it is? It's a lot of buzz behind it. Airbnb, I think, has got a good company model. It really does. A lot of good things behind it. People have the ability to control what they do. So if I want to rent out my house, I can put it up on Airbnb. If I want to just rent out a room and still stay in my house, I can put it on Airbnb. This is part of what we call the share economy, where they're sharing things. All right, as opposed to where DoorDash just came out, that's part of the gig economy. I'm part of the gig economy. I'm a DJ. And when I go out and do a gig, I get paid for my gigs. All right, so I'm part of the gig economy, but in the gig economy, it takes a lot of work. DoorDash, it takes a lot of work to be running your car around, to be delivering Clayton a whole bunch of food all day long. Specifically me and Joey, because we're big boys. So we get and order that stuff, but there's a lot of work that comes out behind that. Uber, another part of the gig economy. Lyft, another part of the gig economy. There is a difference between those different types. All right, a lot of work in the gig economy, but with the share economy, you're sharing something that is yours. All right, not nearly as much work, and you have more control. So let's go back to that. When my wife and I travel, my wife loves to plan either a long weekend trip, or even day trips. Or if we stay over someplace, we haven't stayed in a hotel in a minute. All right, we normally go to a bed and breakfast, or she's doing a lot of Airbnb. Why? Because you come into a more homely type of scenario. All right, and that helps you be a little bit more comfortable on your vacation, right? In a house. Well, we went up to Tennessee, and we're going back up to Tennessee again. Yes, we're going up to Tennessee again this weekend for about a day and a half. That's all. I don't care. I love Tennessee, but we got us an Airbnb in downtown Gatlinburg. All right, so we got us a condo in Gatlinburg, and it's got a kitchen and it's got the whole 9 yards. But you know what happens? It helps for those people who are doing the Airbnb, it spurs the economy, because these people are getting paid, and then you get paid a little bit of extra money, because in case you jack up the house, you got to pay like a $75 cleaning fee up front. So these people so my wife and I, we keep the space spotless. They're getting $75 for free. They're getting $75 for free. But if Clayton goes and he has that wild party, they're going to have to spend probably $150 to clean up what Clayton did. All right, so it is what it is. But it spurs the economy. Now people can bring on a company under their house to generate income and put it back into the economy. There's some upsides to this whole idea. So I'd like the Airbnb IPO a little bit more than I like the DoorDash IPO. All right, but it's still a lot of buzz. I personally want to see if the company is going to make money before I start investing in it. But why are people getting so much buzz about it? Because everybody thinks that the next IPO could be the next Amazon, Apple, or Google. And they don't want to have FOMO, which is fear of missing out. So that's why these prices for these IPOs have escalated to the point that they are, because nobody knows when the next Apple, Amazon, or Google is coming out. Let that sink in a little bit, folks. Now, I'm not an economist by any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm just looking at what I see, and that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense to you, Joey, I explained how that was going to work today. All right, but if it doesn't make sense to you, all right, then fine. The cool thing about this, and I missed this, and I'm going to go back to it in a second. I got to bring Clayton in on something specifically about the SPAC, and I'm surprised he didn't bring that up. I'm going to go back to that in a second. But as far as the two IPOs are concerned, I like the Airbnb. It started pricing. I am going to bring up DoorDash. I did look at it. How about today's news? DoorDash cools off after dazzling IPO debut. Bingo, right in line. I'm a little leery about jumping on board with an IPO. I want to know that a company is making money before I actually put my money behind it. Now, if I want to be super duper aggressive and jump on the IPO, if I can make 10, 15, 20% and get out, I'm okay with that. but I'm not looking at these as any longer term trades just quite yet for that perspective. A lot of people jumping on the IPOs, they make money, they get out, and if you're trying, I'm going to hold it long term. I got it at $200. Oh, I got it at 90, 190. Oh, I got it at 160. Oh, that's where you put yourself in a position of. All right, because a lot of people are going to take the quick buck, get out, and wait. I'm going to say, wait, let the market come, let the trade come to you. Let the VectorVest software be able to analyze and show you when the company is starting to make money. All right, I'm going to go back a second because we talked about the SPACs. I forgot to mention that Clayton did do a story on a SPAC, and talk a little bit about that, Clayton.
Yeah, I think I did a video on YouTube, maybe I think it was a week ago now, on Gig Capital acquiring Lightning E-Motors, and the ticker symbol was GIK. I don't think it's in the VectorVest database at this point in time, but very interesting story. And like Glenn was saying, Gig Capital 3 was the actual SPAC, and what they did, they found Lightning E-Motors, which basically it's an electric vehicle company, and we know electric vehicle companies are extremely hot right now. Everybody wants to get a part of them, and if you know anything about Tesla, or if you've been following Tesla, everybody wants to know and wants to find the next Tesla, like Glenn was saying about the next Apple or Google and Amazon and stuff like that. But Gig Capital, it's a blank check company, it's a special acquisition company. They went in and they're in talks, or maybe they've done it by now, but what they're going to do is purchase Lightning E-Motors and bring Lightning E-Motors to the public through that, instead of Lightning E-Motors having to go through and do an IPO of their own. So a very interesting video. If you want to check it out, it's up on our YouTube channel right now. I think it's maybe about 8 minutes long. And anything you guys want to know about it, or if you've got any other suggestions about SPACs or any other videos too, don't be afraid to leave comments on the videos or here in Trending Thursday to give us some ideas of what we could do and what you'd like to see.
And I think Clayton does a good job on a lot of these videos. He did a great video on Sundial. He did a great video on XRoth. If you haven't already looked through our library of videos, look at some of the videos that Clayton does. If you have people who are brand new to the market, he also heads up a whole section of investing, intro to investing. For those of you who are brand new, Clayton is a young, talented individual who knows a lot about the stock market and is relaying that information over to you. So there you go. All right, thank you for that, Clayton. I apologize. I've just been talking. I know I had a lot to cover today. Joey said to me, he says, you need to let Clayton talk too. I'm like, Joey, we talked about this.
Yeah, it's all good.
We talked about this at the beginning. So I listened to Joey. I told you, Joey makes me do things that I don't always want to do. He's like my conscience. He sits on my shoulder and says, stop, do that, stop. He does that all day long. I want you to know that. He does. All right, and Joey, type it in the room. You know that you are just like that. All right, so, all right, let's keep on moving. My next segment is going to be, let's do this. Let's go back into the software. Let's go look at where these are. There's Airbnb, there's Dash. Airbnb, again, just started trading. They started trading at 146. All right, they started trading at 146. Right now it's at, 157. Wait, what? Oh, that's the value. Where did it start? Hold on a second. Let's go take a look at these two stocks on a graph. The Airbnb is just going to be today. It's not going to be a lot of info. It may not pop up. That's going to stink because I don't have a lot of data. It may not pop up.
Yeah, you have to pull up an intraday graph.
I do, don't I? All right. Let's go to the next one. Let's do it this way. Intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. So this is on DoorDash. Beautiful day yesterday. Look at what it's doing. A lot of pullbackosity. It's got a lot of pullbackosity today. All right. He doesn't always listen, though. I always listen to you, Joey. You got no choice but to make me listen. All right. DoorDash, a little bit of a channel today. Again, let's put this on a 2-day graph. There it is. Look at that big jump up. And then, yeah, just be careful with that And let's go see about Airbnb. Look at the jump up. You know something? This is holding a little bit, actually, from the jump up. And it started, there it is. The opening price was $58, and it jumped straight up to $150. Look at that. It started out at $58. The open price at $135 this afternoon. RT is strictly above 1. And if you really want to get into it, tell you what I would do. I would wait until it gets above that level of the high, which is sitting at 165. I'd put my order in 12 cents higher than the high. Let the stock come to you. Let the stock come to you. But you notice I don't have much in the way of data on it just quite yet from a VectorVest standpoint. Airbnb might be like AI and just not enough data points. Yeah, I just don't have it yet. Somebody says, can you short an IPO? I don't know. I guess you can. I ain't never thought about it that way. I'm not. Todd is saying short. I'm not going to do that. I think there's too much buzz behind it to short it just quite yet. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Glenn, I am a photographer, and your glasses have a light reflection blocking your cute eyes. Oh, hold on. If I take my glasses off, this is what I'm going to look like because I can't see a ding dang darn thing. That's kind of scary, though, isn't it? I don't want to do that. All right, so I'm just putting that behind you real quick. All right, now I can see. All right, so that's on those two stocks, my IPOs. Oh, no, don't do that. Wow. Whew. All right, it's not that often that I do IPO stocks, but I wanted to show that today. Why can't I close out of this graph? Is that wrong?
Yeah, you're there now. You good.
There we go. All right, let's get to our last story. My last story is stocks of interest. Joey said we were going to go super long today, and I told him we weren't, but he said we were, and we're still not, Joe. We're going to still be out here no later than 3:30. Three stocks that I want to show. Xenotech Biosciences, XBio, a stock that was rock and rolling, but it announced positive data from the partner's pivotal phase 3 clinical trial utilizing. You say that word. I hate saying these stupid words.
Polyzen?
Yeah, that's good. All right, that's good for me. Platform technology. All right, Dash seems to have a floor support level. The Dash trade did look like it had a floor. Was that not? No, it was the Airbnb had a floor support level. A Dash was moving sideways, right? Dash was moving sideways in a channel. Airbnb was the one that did have a floor level. All right, I want to short Dash. Well, check to see if your broker will let you do that. All right. That's the only thing I can say to you. That's the only thing I can say to you. All right. And my other stock of interest is City Upgrades Lexicon, another pharmaceutical. Surges 38% pre-market. That was yesterday or 2 days ago. Amid the collaboration chatter, the stock should regain momentum, noted by analyst Yigal Notromus, as partnership talks continue after an experimental diabetes drug. This is why it caught my attention. I'm a diabetic. I always look at stocks. What was that other stock, that diabetic stock? Anybody remember? We made some money on it. I forgot the diabetic stock. Anybody remember? Anybody remember? Anybody remember? I don't remember. We did it in the Jockey Club. One of my VV Nation from Jockey Clubs remember. No, it wasn't McRib. Really, McRib? It wasn't Dexcom. It was another stock. All right, somebody's going to type it in the room, but it was a good diabetes stock. But here's two stocks that caught my stocks of interest. And, every week I'm trying to give you an inexpensive stock to look at. Here's my inexpensive stock to look at this week. It's called BRF. Stock popped 8.8% today. It wasn't LVGO either. It was another stock. One of y'all will put it up there. Shares of Brazilian pork and poultry producer, 8.5%. A response to material fact about which company informed. So they're feeding a whole bunch of people. They're feeding. No, it wasn't that either. Tandem. That's it. That's the company on diabetes. Tandem Diabetes was the company. I knew one of you all were going to figure it out for me. But Lexicon, along with Tandem, from a diabetes front, there's a lot of stocks out there for diabetes. I might do a diabetes story. Joey, I think that's a good idea. I might do a diabetes story. I might do that. All right. So those are my two stocks, and this is my cheap stock. So let's go take a look at all three. I'm going to show, oh, I did it again. I'm going to show you something about some of the cheap stocks that we've talked about. All right, I'm going to do that in a second. Let's go to the software. Where's my three stocks? LXRX. What was my other one? BRF. And what was my other one? XBio. Whoa, look where XBio sits. So this was a stock that was rocking and rolling. It made the news. It sits as dead last in my list. Dead last. Oh, it sits as dead last. So, actually, it's overvalued. Look as much it's down. You know why it's down so much? That stock went up so much a couple of days ago. I bet you this is profit taking. Bet you this is profit taking. Let's talk about Lexicon. Trading at 314, value of 65. What's helping it? RT is moving it up. It's at 1.99. The stock's in an uptrend. And my cheap stock, all right, my cheap stock is trading at 444. Interesting. I found you a cheap stock that's undervalued. How cool is that with good upside potential? And in an uptrend and positive earnings growth rate. How cool is it to bring you to the forefront of an inexpensive stock? I'm trying to do that for you guys, for those of you who are looking for inexpensive stocks. And how about this? Bob says, just check IB, the short dash, but they don't the shares right now, but it is shortable. Ooh, XBio is a $6 million share placement deal. What do you mean by that? What am I missing? $6 million placement deal. You got to help me with explaining what you're saying, Mark. All right. Oh, by the way, Mark, I'm going to do this now, and I'm also going to do this in the Jockey Club because I want people to know. Mark sent everyone in the Jockey Club people, he sent us this. I want everybody to know. You see that? Mark, I want to say thank you. All right. Steve said thank you, and we're going to reach out to both Jerry and Patrick. I put you out on blast, Mark, because you do a lot for us individuals, and you do that over and over and over. So I want to bring you to the forefront and say thank you for that. He took care of us. So you're saying that, oh, XBio is dilution. All right. So all right, I got you. I still think that big 23% down happens to be profit taking or no, maybe not. If it's dilution, they're putting a lot of shares out there. That's what it is. They're putting a lot of shares out there driving the stock's price down. I got you. All right. So I am here for Glenisms. I didn't bring out too much in the way of Glen. I did. What Glenism did I bring out? What? Clayton,
I don't remember. It was inoculation something.
Oh, inoculationosity. Yeah, that was my new Glenism. Inoculationosity. There you go. All right. Mark says, don't forget Joey is on. Oh, he's on the card. Oh, then yes, I didn't see the card. Steve just came over and brought it to me. He said it came from you. All right. So if Joey's on the card, Joey, that's you get down on this too. All right, so boom. All right, let's go take a look at these three stocks. View the stock graphs. So we know XBio's at the bottom of the list. Even though these are my stocks of interest, XBio's on the bottom of my list. Woo, look at that. Look at that bump up right there. Look at that pullback right there. Nicely above the 3 and the 8. About the 20-day exponential moving average. Whew. This is just in no man's land right now. It really is. All right, just be careful with that stock. RT does look good. This is my low dollar stock for you. Nicely above the 20-day exponential moving average. RT is moving up. Love both of those things. Excuse me, a little pullback right now. Here's a gap. It started fading the gap a little bit. If I'm not in the stock now, I'm going to look at enter 5 cents above the high. About 5 cents above the high. All right, so I'm going to keep that in mind. Of course, John Boston, of course, out of my VectorVest mugs. Mark is drinking his Cafe Bustelo out of his VectorVest mug. I'm going to show you about our cheap stocks that I've been talking about. And last but not least, XBio. It caught my attention because of this day. I ain't feeling it. I'm not even feeling it a little bit. All right, so tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to close out of that. Remember, I just talked to you. Oh, Joey is falling. This really, Joey? All right. So, remember, I just talked to you about I hate you, Joey. I just talked to you about my cheap stocks. I'm going to show you something. I did a portfolio. I built a search for those cheap stocks called Hot Stock Alert. I'm going to show you what that equity curve looks like. This has been starting since 11/23, just before Thanksgiving. It's up over 12%. Now, I'm not showing the stocks because I don't want you non-subscribers to get access to that. You want you want to find out what stocks are in here? Take the 99-cent trial. For my subscribers, I'm going to show you where I'm going to show you how you can build this search. Where is it at? YouTube. There it is. Where is it? Hot Stock Alert. I'm going to show it again. Don't ask me over and over, how do you build the search? When you get to this portion in the video, pause the screen. I've got a search for you guys. And only people that can do this is the people who are subscribers to the software. You want to build a search that finds the stocks that are in that portfolio? There it is. If you want to take a picture of it now, do it. When Joey puts this video up, when you get to this portion, pause it so you can build it. How cool is that, folks? How do you build a search? Todd, once you're a subscriber, we'll show you how. We'll show you how. So if this is not another reason for you guys to take the 99-cent trial, I don't know what is. If this is not a reason for you to subscribe to the channel, I don't know what is. All right, so there it is, 99 cents. For my subscribers, though, here's the search, and there's that portfolio. Hot Stock Alert. I built a search around that, and I've got this going. All right, boom. So, Todd, if you don't know how to build a search, you need to go to my Training Tuesday videos, which shows you how to build a search. All right. We've been talking about clean energy. I've got a clean energy portfolio I've been running, up 50% since, when is the date here? Where's my date? What happened to my date? Oh, 9/30. We've been talking about clean energy. We got that watch list. I built a search around that watch list. What else do I got going on? Fastest growing coronavirus stocks, up 24%. Look at that equity curve. Nice. Yeah. And you see all of these stocks, you guys are getting some of these stocks. I should be hiding that. I don't want to give this all away. Petroleum stocks, another fast-moving industry, 29% since 11/4. Folks, this is all paper trading. And this has just been running in the background. I haven't even talked to you about this stuff. 99 cents, we can show you how to do this. This is automated. I'm not even managing it. This is all automated. All automated. All right. There's my Hot Stock Alert. We have trading systems in the software. I built a portfolio around one of our trading systems, which is the S&P 500/RT. You want to know more about those, go to the viewers tab. Once you become a VectorVest subscriber, you want to know what searches in the software are doing the best? We got a trading systems viewer. 99 cents gets you access to what searches in the software are doing the best right now. 99 cents. Let's go back to the graphs. Oops, sorry. Let's go back to the portfolios. What else do I have going on? For those of you a little bit more aggressive, a trading system called a timing system called the DEW. Trending Thursday, VST Rockets using that timing system, up 17%. And if you're using a even faster timing signal, the RT kicker combo, up 15%. Whew, folks. Yeah, and again, I didn't want to show the stocks because I don't want to give it all away. But 99, these are all running portfolios, paper trading portfolios. All right. So I'm done. I got to do stocks now. All right, Joey, can you spot me 50 cents? Really, Jake? I'm about to put you in timeout. How can price be less than $5 and greater than $50 in that search? Which search? Let's go back to the search. Less than $5, but greater than 50 cents. That's greater than 50 cents. I'm looking for low dollar stocks. Remember I told you I was looking for cheap stocks? I'm looking for cheap stocks. All right, cheap hot stocks. Why is it not under the unit search? Because I'm showing it. This is a reason why you're here. I'm showing you stuff that you don't even always have in the software. And it's not a tested strategy. It's something that I'm looking at to show you the ability to do. That's it. It's not in the software. It ain't been tested. But I'm looking at a paper trading portfolio. If it tests well over some time, it probably will be in the software. All right. All right. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go look at some stocks. Hey, Clayton, I know you allow me to do all this on my own today. Is there anything you want to add to anything?
No, Glenn, I think you've done great, man. I think you've done
All
great.
All right. So Joey is making me feel bad.
No, I'm good.
All right. Joey's making me feel bad. All right. I'm going to start. Don't type in your stocks yet. Do not type in your stocks yet. Let me type in the ones that you've already been looking at, that you already wanted me to look at. IPHI, comma, I'll tell you when to type them in. TQQQ, comma, AI, comma, FSR, Fisker. I like Fisker. AAPL, comma, AstraZeneca, comma, Johnson & Johnson, comma, mRNA, comma. And if you didn't listen and you started typing in stocks before I go look at this screen, I'm not putting your stocks in. FFHL. All right. Now I'll look at your stocks. Now I'll look at your, and I'm going to start, since y'all didn't want to listen, I'm starting with Henry. All right. Everybody above Henry, y'all didn't wait. So no, starting with Henry. I gave y'all instructions. Joey's going to say that I'm yelling. I'm sorry if I'm yelling. I am sorry, but I ask you guys to just hold on and wait. You guys are so, NKD, don't track. All right, whoever gave me NKD, I don't track it. Disney, Hilton. Oh, I gave Joey that stock. Joey's probably making some money off of that stock. I told him to come to his boy Glenn. His boy Glenn hooked him up. LMND. Is that it? Lemonade? Is there really a lemonade? Who the hell drinking lemonade? Who drinks lemonade? Did I put ENPH in here already? No. ENPH, comma, one more stock. I'm looking for a new person. Keith, KBNT. All right, those are my stocks I'm looking at. Joey's going to put a link in YouTube to get a free stock analysis on any stock that I am not looking at. Any stock that I'm not looking at. All right. Really, Jake? I hate you. You made me put the Pats in, and I really put the Pats in. You really did that. You really got me, Jake. Finally, you got me. Oh, and I really don't hate you. All right, so don't think I really hate you. All right, that got me once today. Glenn is from the original boy band VV. Wow, it's like VST is for me. Ooh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Wow, did I really do that?
I love it, Glenn. I love it.
From VV.
I'm about to start singing too, man. We better calm down a little bit.
I can't believe I just really did that. That was hilarious. Wow. If I was standing up, you would see me do a dance move, and that would have just been funny. All right, here we go. I'm going to look at a 3-month graph. Why? Because what happens every 3 months on the stock? Earnings. I want earnings to be in the picture. John says, I've been in IPHI for a while and sell puts and spreads under it. Stock is moving sideways. It is above the 20-day exponential moving average, but look how close it's getting to it. If you're going to sell a put, that means, I don't mind selling the stock is moving higher than it was 3 months ago. Do you really want to own the stock at a lower price that you sold the put at? I don't know. Let me look at relative value, because stock's got good upside and good stock is fundamentally sound. I don't mind you selling the puts. If it gets put to you, it at least is a fundamental stock. And if it does get put to you, sell the covered calls right away. All right, especially if it starts falling. This is not a bad fundamental stock. RT is showing that it's moving up. Watch relative value is starting to fall, though, but still above 1. Relative safety is starting to fall, though, still above 1. It's got positive earnings growth rate and positive earnings. I like the selling of the puts. If you get it puts to you and it's still stock's price is still going down, sell the covered calls. All right. Joey says he's unsubscribing. Why are you unsubscribing? Because I did my boy dance? You did I did my VectorVest boy dance? Now you're gonna well, too bad. Anyway, get over yourself, Joey. Let's go to the next one. TQQQ. Market's been rocking and rolling, right? Nicely above. And this is a good way to trade the NASDAQ without trading any individual stock in the NASDAQ. Market was in a channel, jumped up above that level of the channel, still rising. Yesterday, a down day, rebound today. How about the Qs are still staying above that 20-day exponential moving average? It's still showing some life, right? Still showing some life. The TQQQs may not be a bad play. TQQQs may not be a bad play. This has done great with my primary wave. I agree with that. I like it. Down day yesterday, not a panic day, especially on an end of day basis. Trade that 20-day exponential moving average. What else is in here? AI. Why is it not really? Error loading AI. Oh man, why? Let's try it again. I can't look at it if I can't pull it up on the graph. And I don't know why there's an error. Let's go see if it pops up this time. Clayton, what did you do?
I didn't do anything to it, no.
I know it's not anything you did. TQQ trade with the primary wave and DEW, be careful. I'm just saying, just always be careful, no matter what timing signal you use. Doing bull call spreads on the TQQQ, so that means you're spending money on the trade. You're not taking in money, and that won't get put to you. All right, but you do have a level of knowing when to get out. All right, let's go to the next stock. I can't bring up, for some reason, won't let me bring up AI. Fisker, I love Fisker, but right now is not the time to be in it. In that space, diversified companies also in that electric space, I do believe. We did a story on Fisker not too long ago. Look at that pullback from the high. Look at the 20-day exponential average now being broken down. RV, it's got good upside potential. The safety is not there, or the relative safety at under 1. And RT is below 1. The stock is officially in a downtrend. Be careful if you own it. Today would have been a good day to get out. Well, today the close would be a good day to get out. It's at another level of support, sitting at 115.32. Wow. I don't like the breakdown below the 20-day exponential moving average. All right, I don't like it. I have to do intraday on AI. Is that what it is? All right, because it just IPO'd. Let's go intraday, 5-minute bars, current day. Let's go see if I can look at AI now. There it is. AI moving up from the market open. And after that, what did it do? It sat in a channel. I'm not thinking about getting into it until it goes up above that high of 131.74. Let it get out of its own way. All right, if you were lucky to get in here and ride it up, a lot of people sold off. And even the fear of missing out, a lot of people are still keeping it up. Volume is pretty steady, not overly bad. In a channel, broke out of the channel just recently. Personally, let the trade come to you. Let it go trade higher than the session high by about 12 cents. All right, thank you for that. I didn't realize that. Let's go put this back on end of day, 3-month graph. That's my take on AI. All right, that's my take on AI. Let the trade come to you. All right, what else? Apple. I love me some Apple. I always love Apple. Apple is the best stock in the whole wide world. Went down yesterday. We had a mixed market yesterday. It's like we have a mixed market today, but looks like the NASDAQ is pulling back up today. Stocks in the NASDAQ are pulling back up today. Apple's got relative value above 1, so it's got good upside potential, good safety at 1.39. This is not a risky stock, and it's in an uptrend. If you're in the stock, let's go throw on that 20-day exponential moving average again. Why did it go away? Why did it go away? That's interesting. It's probably nicely above the 20-day exponential moving average. I liked it. Earnings growth at 9%. I can find a stock that's got better earnings growth rate. It's not double digits, but it's 1 digit below. It's positive earnings. There's everything to like about Apple. Even on the pullback, the stock gapped down here and then went back up. That 20-day exponential moving average doing a beautiful job of holding you in the stock. All right. AstraZeneca, the news on AstraZeneca, along with Pfizer. AstraZeneca is just sitting a little bit. It's rebounding with more of the news that's coming out, rebounding, but stopped at a level of resistance, sitting at 55.05. Right now, currently trading at 53.97, right at that 20-day exponential moving average. For the most part, whether it's AstraZeneca, whether it's Pfizer, whether it's BioNTech, I'd like to see the stock above that 20-day exponential moving average on an end-of-day basis before I'm in it. Relative value at 1, relative safety at 1. The stock's fundamentally is sound. Relative timing tells me that it's below 1, so the stock is officially in a downtrend. That's what you want to be concerned with, especially if you're trying to hold it right now. Next stock, Johnson & Johnson. I like that much better than both of those stocks. It is moving up in that space. New high yesterday. A little bit of a doji indecision, small body today. So Glenn is one of the best teachers out there. Thank you, Ninja. I appreciate that. AI wouldn't load in the JC this morning. We couldn't. So now I know why it wasn't loading this morning. It's because I needed to be in an intraday graph. Nobody told me that in the Jockey Club. All right. The stock just broke above the level of resistance, sitting at 151.08. It's challenging it back end of day today. The wick came down, but the body's back up here. You know something? If you're in it, leave it alone. I'd look at a quick way to get out of it. Use that level of support at 151.08 to get you out of it. Capture some profits. If you want to give it more time, the stock does have good upside and good safety. If you want to give the stock a little bit more room since it's fundamentally sound, give it down to that 20-day exponential moving average. Know what else I see here? Freehand line coming off of that low. What's the stock's price doing? Stock's in an uptrend. Even though it's matriculating around that 20-day exponential moving average, the stock's in an uptrend. There's no doubt about it. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm in love. Think I'm singing about you. All right, so the stock's definitely in an uptrend off of that hammer formation, which was a level of possible reversal, which it did, got up to that level of resistance, came back down. Beautiful trend line. Beautiful trend line. If you even want to give it more room, give it to the trend line. All right, that's what I think about Johnson & Johnson. Look at the next one, Moderna, my favorite stock in the space of COVID-19. It's been that way for a long time. You guys have known that about it. The stock is moving in a little bit of a channel right now. Let me draw that for you. Horizontal line right there to right about here. That little gap, look at that. Beautiful level of channel. All right, let it, if you're not in it, let the stock trade out of the channel first. I would go 12 cents higher than the high to make sure I'm buying into a rising stock. If you're in it, the 20-day exponential moving average looks great. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's in a channel. If you're not in it, I would wait to see if it goes above that level of resistance. Good upside potential. Safety is just a tad bit under. RT is above 1. Fundamentally, almost definitely sound, but definitely moving up. All right, earnings per share is positive, and they grow their earnings at a clip of 42%. Man, you can't beat that. The company makes money. The company makes money, and it's good upside potential. I love the Moderna from day one. I've talked about it, and that is my favorite stock in the COVID space. Pfizer, the news is coming out about it. Watch that. Watch the news. The news could definitely affect the stock. The news could definitely affect the stock. I'd be careful with that. Pfizer is out there with the drug, but as news comes out, it definitely could affect the stock. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just putting that out there. Next one is FFH. What the flying flip is that? I can't. What is that? FFHL. Whew. No matter what it is, it's beautifully above that 20-day exponential moving average. If I'm not in it, though, I'd wait for it to go 5 cents higher than the high. If you are in it, leave it alone. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. All right. Stock is clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. Good upside potential. It's a little bit more risky stock. Relative safety below 1. Stock's in an uptrend. All right. Stock's in an uptrend. We passed 100 likes. Oh, we got 100 likes. Thank you. Nice. Thank you for the likes, folks. All right. Thank you for the likes right now. What else is in here? RVP pullback, found a level of support, also fell below the 20-day exponential moving average, recently jumped back above on good volume. I like that. RT is above 1. Stock's got good upside potential, relative value above 1, relative safety above 1. I like good open candles. Should you buy it today? If you do, if you bought it now, that would be my profit target, sitting at about, let me do that. My profit target would be right about that 1440. All right, if I bought it now, that would be my profit target because that's the most recent level of resistance. Or, depending on how much I bought, I take half off the table at that level, let the other half ride because you've made some money. That's if you're already in it, I don't know what would have gotten you in it with the exception of just breaking above the 20-day today. That's the only reason why I would be in it. No reason why I should have held it down this way. That was a bearish engulfing with follow through. I should have been out no later than that point than to ride it all the way down. All right, a couple of other stocks to take a look at. GP, you done with GP? No, not me. Not right now, I'm not. The stock ran up auto truck manufacturing. That's probably in the EV space. It ran, it pulled back, matriculating around that 20-day exponential moving average. RT is above 1, but falling. Watch that. Relative value stocks upside potential is above 1. And, ooh, just look at that. Oh, I'm not really feeling that RV so hot. And it's a more risky stock. All right, relative safety below. This is a riskier stock that's right now falling. RT is falling. It's losing momentum. Be careful if you own it. All right, next stock is Power. I got the power. I like that stock. I know, do you not know that song, Clayton? How old are you?
I know that song, man.
You do? I just don't know. I don't know what you know, and you're a youngin compared to me. So I don't know if you know that song. I got the power. That's a beautiful looking stock. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, Glenn, that singing needs a job. You don't like my singing? Have you spoken about I did talk about Airbnb. So Captain Jones, when Joey puts this video out, I did talk about both Airbnb and DoorDash. All right, you can see it then. Show what search? When you say show the search, what are you talking about, Con? Show what search? Not sure what search you're talking about. All right, Power looks good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. RV above 1, relative safety above, the stock's in an uptrend, good earnings, double-digit earnings growth. There's nothing that I don't like about this stock. There's nothing that I don't like about the stock. Dirt is young compared to Glenn. Wow. That's not. Catherine, put Jake in timeout. Is Catherine in here? Somebody put Jake in timeout. That was uncalled for, Jake. I'm finna cry. All right, I'm done crying. Power looks good. There's no ifs. If you're not in it though, I would go 12 cents higher than the high. But if a picture's worth 1,000 words, that's a beautiful 1,000 words right there. All right, what else is in here? Disney. Wow, Disney's on the rebound. You know, they did open up. I'm working on it, Joey. I got a lot of, these are their stocks. Disney started reopening their parks with masks mandates. Be careful of a couple of things though. Relative value not only is below 1, but falling. The upside potential on Disney is falling. Relative safety is below 1 and falling. Be careful about that as well. Fundamentally not sound, but that makes sense with COVID hitting. All right, but it currently, from a trade perspective, it is above the 20-day exponential moving average. All right, Glenn Clayton got Similac behind his ears. Wow, that's messed up. All right. Hey, Joey, type in the room. Are you happy with your boy Glenn hooking you up with this stock? I want to hear what Joey's got to say. Joey, you happy with your boy Glenn hooking you up with this stock? Let me see what Joey types in the room. All right. Joey, I told Joey, I said, I come to you for all the technical stuff about what works on in Trending Thursday. You come to your boy Glenn for stocks. Some of us here are OGs. Clayton is a YG. I hear that. He ain't said nothing. I'm sure he's happy with the stock. I got him in a little. There he is. He's happy with it. There you go. All right. That was another one of my cheap stocks that I talked about in Trending Thursday. You guys need to pay attention to those cheap stocks. I do that for a reason. LMND was in a channel, broke out, pulled back, even on the pullback, nicely above the 20-day exponential moving average. Stocks price still moving up. A little bit of a pullback day today. RV below 1, RS below 1. The stock is more of a trade, not more of a hold. Relative safety below 1. The stock's got an RT above 1. That's huge. That's moving. This is not a long-term hold. This is more of a trade. And you can see the activity. Up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Yeah, there's a lot of volatility going on with that trade. The next one, EMPH. I've always loved that stock in this space, along with, the Generac is in that space as well, EMPH. A little bit of a sideways move right now, bouncing. Look at that wick that happened a few days ago, bounced right off that level of support of $120.32. Clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. I honestly wouldn't buy it yet until the stock went above the high. Now, if you say, well, it's back above the 20-day exponential moving average, could I buy it now? Yeah, at 131.61, could you buy it now? Yeah, where would be my profit target at this high of about 148? Because that's the most recent level of resistance. So currently trading at 131.65. You can pull the trigger if it's moving up today, and then that high would be your level of profit target. Last stock is KBNT. Ooh, pulled back for 3 days in a row, clearly above the 20-day exponential moving average. Volume is dropping off. Upside potential, not there. Relative safety, not there. Stock is not fundamentally sound, but from a trade perspective, RT is clearly above 1. Nice move up. Right now, pulling back. I'd be very careful owning that stock right now. And actually, I'd put on a different moving average. I'd be actually put on either a 3 or an 8. It's right at that 8 right now. If it falls below the 8 exponential, get out of the stock, possibly. All right, that's all your stocks. I'm done. I did a lot of talking. Clayton didn't do much. Clayton
did a lot of listening. I did a lot of listening.
All right. Well, I got to say again, Clayton, go back to the screen with the both of us that we have in the beginning when we first come on. I got to say thanks to Clayton for putting this through for me, and Joey in the background. He just wasn't here today. Clayton, thank you. And thank you for still letting me have the floor.
Absolutely.
I really didn't plan for us to do it this way. I had a lot to talk about. That's the only reason why Clayton didn't talk a lot today, folks. That's the only reason why. And I'm still finishing close to that 3:30 time frame. Joey was like, we were going to finish at 4. So I appreciate Clayton giving me the floor today and in hosting this for me. So, and thank you guys all for being here and supporting the channel. So with all of that, folks, Clayton, you can sign us off some way you want. Any way you want to sign us off today.
Dude, how can I steal the show? You've done so good so far. I think that you got to close this out and you got to take us home.
All right, then I'll do it. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha, salam, shalom, namaste, peace. We're out of here.
See you guys.